Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. It's the end of the year and time to take a listen back at some of my favorite Life radio show moments from the past year. Enjoy. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
A woman is facing felony drug charges after police said they found 82 grams of drugs in her vagina. Desiree Webster, 20 years old, was arrested June 25th in Shawano, which is Wisconsin, apparently, after police pulled over her 1997 Monte Carlo she was driving. Her companion, 39-year-old Gerald McCollum, a convicted drug dealer, was also in the car. Officers pulled over the car after getting a tip that McCollum might be selling heroin, cocaine, marijuana, meth, and other drugs. Police said McCollum's M.O. was to travel with a woman who could slip the drugs into her vagina if police stopped them.
Nice.
He knows how to pick them.
He's a thinker.
Where can we get those tampons?
She's a lady.
A police dog showed particular interest in the driver's seat where Webster had been sitting at the time of the stop. And police put two and two together and said, I bet they were there.
Any other dog?
Sent the dogs in.
This is normal. This is normal. It always goes straight for the crotch, everybody. The police dog.
Yep, my dog at home does this too.
Oh, absolutely. Well, now that's immediately where it goes.
What was
Are you menstruating right now? Because that's the time that they really go for it.
What was the mass? 28 grams?
82
grams.
It doesn't say what of, does it?
It said drugs.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything, whatever.
Heroin.
Basically, she was a catch-all that day. Whatever he had was going up there.
Yep.
She had some ibuprofen. Some Midol. I always go to the gross place. All right. Let's...
Well, so do those drugs, apparently. See, I have questions on this particular news story because they said that's his MO is to travel with women who he can put the drugs there if they're pulled over. So
how do you think that interview goes?
Yeah.
How
much can you carry without stretching? Like, what do you think? 80 grams?
Yeah, it's stretched. Okay, you're in.
Does he have one of those chairs that gynecologists have? Just to be like,
well,
they call it a loading dock for him, but they have one.
Well, that's the thing though, because his MO is to put him in there if the police pull him over. So he's got to. She's got to be able to take him at a moment's notice.
It's not like she's dispensing them for sales.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You just push like B5 on her chest and you get a joint. Spits out.
Yeah.
It's going to be sweet if he could work that out.
Dispenser down there. It's just a head you fold up and something pops out. Yep. What do you want? There it is. And John Morris is also in the studio with us.
What's up, y'all?
Word.
Top of the morning to you.
You've been waiting the whole time we were on break to do that.
You did it.
Yeah, and you did it.
You did it.
How
My day is done. Bye.
Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. How do you feel about having done that?
I feel with my hands. Thank you.
Okay.
True story.
True. Yeah, Scotty can attest. He's right next to you.
I'm being expunged.
You're being expunged.
Oh, God, there goes that word again.
I like how it keeps making its way back.
It's
like a
never
herpes.
Watch it.
Word herpes. We just invented a word herpes.
You're going to get this book and go, oh, my God, that word's actually...
Can't expunge those.
No, that's with you for life.
No.
Every time you turn around,
you make
just
it worse
come right
if you do
back.
that.
Elliot Ness and the Expungable.
Holy hell. Can I say hello?
Well, You did.
Well, you covered
We've been
both
under some
grounds.
tight
Right, right.
security right now.
That's true. I keep waiting
Like
for
Big
him
Brother
to put,
is
like,
certainly
yeah.
watching us.
See, I keep waiting for him to put like somebody in the back of the room. That's only your reflection, Holly. Holly's lost in the window.
Well, get that dump ready.
You're facing the other way. You're good.
Okay.
I didn't hear none of that.
Who's that female dog waving at me?
Every now and then we lose a guest co-host to the window of all places. So,
To the window.
To the window.
And also to the wall.
To the sweat run. Oh, wait. Go ahead.
What? Okay. A superintendent in New Jersey accused of publicly defecating on the local high school's track and football field has resigned from his job.
That was it?
Thomas Tremaglini, 42, resigned as superintendent of the Kenilworth School District on Thursday night. An email to staffers said he was resigning due to, quote, events unrelated to his service for Kenilworth. The email continued, It has become clear that Dr. Tremaglini and the Kenilworth Board of Education that his continued service as superintendent of the schools has become too much of a distraction to the main mission of the district, which is apparently not pooping on the football field. Tremaglini was arrested in May and accused of defecating on the Holmdel High School track and football field on a daily basis. Not just a one-time thing. Every day he would drive to the rival school and fertilize their football field. That is fantastic.
Look, I'm sure that grass has never been softer or greener in all their life, in all their time there.
Grass is always greener on the other side.
AstroTurf.
It's AstroTurf.
Oh, man. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, a daily basis. That is wonderful right there. 'Cause I could see
That takes dedication.
I could see getting drunk one time doing it. This is a sober gentleman that has said, "Hey, I know I'm superintendent and I'm supposed to be a respectable individual,
During the
but
school
to
day?
heck with those guys. I'm pooping on their field."
But see, my thing is,
Every
like,
day.
does he live right by the school? Because if I feel like I got to poop, like, I need to be on the toilet within the next couple of minutes. Not like,
Right,
I got
right,
time
right.
for a drive. Let me hold this in while I'm driving however long to get to the next school. Oh, almost
Well,
there.
then the only thing I have to say is you, my friend, live on the edge.
I do.
If you wait till there's only a few minutes left.
I do. How
There's-
long? Do,
yeah, that's
I got to
how-
make sure it's actually a poop and not just a fart.
Right.
You might have a sphincter
This
problem.
is good radio.
Could be.
right
This
here.
is quality radio.
Let's
Right.
move-
Karen Jaffe is loving this show right now.
Exactly. A Japanese startup is offering an unusual service for newlyweds. See, we're going with a love story now.
Oh, here we go.
Yes,
Here's
yes,
a
yes.
song inspiration
Yes,
for you.
exactly. A Japanese startup is offering an unusual service for newlyweds to celebrate their love, launching wedding plaques into space. Warp Space, a firm founded by faculty members from the University of Sabuku, is offering a service that will print titanium plaques with the names of the newlyweds and load them onto a series of small cubes that each hold a few hundred plaques. That's an awful lot. That's like a small thing. That's, yeah. A few hundred plaques. They load them into small cubes that each hold a few hundred plaques. They're going to make a fortune off of stupid people. The cubes will then be released into space by the crew of the International Space Station, and couples will be presented with photos snapped by the astronauts. What proof could they possibly have that those photos are of their plaque that's small enough that
fit in
several
a-
hundred
can
go
fit in
out
a
on
cube.
the
They're like,
cube?
they're way out there.
Yeah.
That's yours.
Can they aim it to the star that I bought
Right.
and named? You know, can it go towards there?
Yeah. I want it to hit this. I want it to land on the acre of moon that I own. That's
Exactly
what-
right. If they can get that done, I'm on board. I'd say let's
exactly.
do it.
Yeah, but I'd want to find it. I'd want it like to go into orbit and then have them find my little cube and bring it back after being.
In fact,
you
if
know.
anything, instead of launching in space, like attach it to the outside of the space station. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just
And
launch it.
Wreck the space station. It would melt.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's just
Nothing
one
says
more
love
thing.
like
Yeah.
spending probably several $100s to launch a tiny titanium
Actually-
plaque into space.
Actually, it's brilliant. and here's why. Women will eat this up. And guys, all you need to do is print a certificate that says you did this. Little bit of ink,
Look,
one
honey,
sheet
I
of
did
paper, you're good to go.
I did the
for a
thing.
year.
And then just get a grainy picture of of space.
No.
What do you think?
No.
He
Look,
honey,
knows
you
me
see
well
that
enough.
speck?
Like, that's
It's hard to
not-
see, but that's the plaque. You just it's in space, so you can't see it very well. But it's
Our
there.
love is now officially out of this world.
Yeah, don't puke on the microphone,
You
Scotty.
see, that's why that's just not who I am. I don't know. I'm not speaking for all females, but yeah, that's not
Okay.
necessary.
Well, yeah, not all, but
You spent how much?
Right?
You could have just taken me out to a steak dinner.
Like, we'll go find some wet cement, and I'll let you just write your name and then.
Yes,
Yeah.
that I like.
Yeah, get right down there. Put your face
We'll
That's
visit
love.
it back in 5 years, see if it's still there.
Well, since we have an Uber driver in here,
Yes.
an Amish man in Michigan is putting a new spin on ride sharing with his horse and buggy service that he has branded Amish Uber.
Oh, I thought it was going to be giddy up.
Yeah, I bet you did. Timothy Hochstedler of St. Joseph County said he started offering $5 rides in a horse-drawn buggy in the city of Cologne. No, this is Michigan. That's Colon. The city in the city of Colon after learning about Uber, the app-based ride-sharing service. He said Uber is a cool thing. Every single year something new comes in, and Uber's hot right now, so we have the Amish Uber. We can deliver people to their front doorsteps. Hochstedler, who is not affiliated with Uber, said most of his customers are tourists, but locals also enjoy his services and rides. Most of them are from Colon, but the Colon people, I just wanted to say Colon people.
The Colon
really
people.
The Colon people have given me a few options like, would you give me a ride to Curly's? Or
It's a short ride.
yeah,
It's
well,
about
it's
the short and curly.
It's a short ride from Colon to Curly.
Just around the corner.
That's the name of this episode, is From Colon to Curly. I couldn't even get all this.
So I how did the Amish guy hear about Uber to begin with?
On Facebook, I guess.
Yeah, on his smartphone.
freaking Pigeon Messenger. Somebody flew him a note.
And for five
There's this new cool thing.
for $5 more, we'll let you use the butter churn.
Yeah, that's a whole different service. What did I call it? From Colon?
From
Colon to Curly.
That's killing me. It's been a long day.
Because right in between, we've got a big chocolate banana.
That might be the hardest I've seen you laugh in a long time, man. Congratulations.
It just takes a little colon and a little curly.
a little colon by the curlies there.
Man, I can't keep it together anymore. You're going to have to take over. Scotty.
Just tell me which button to push. I'll do it.
I wish that was the first time I've ever heard you say that. I'm going to take you from Colon to Curly's, boy. My dad used to threaten me with that all the time. Oh, sometimes, Titus, we go out of control.
Oh, that's all right.
I got to get my composure back.
Okay.
This is totally unprofessional of me.
I could offer to do some material that usually sobers the room up.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I've heard. Every time I've seen you,
Little-
you've been out of this world.
A little too emphatic.
Yeah.
They never showed up because I wasn't paying.
There's
them.
a script?
Yeah, there's a script for this whole
Wow.
show.
Believe
Didn't
it
you know that? There's a script for life.
You weren't paying him. So just like every other independent filmmaker.
Exactly. Not paying them to be here.
Or at least 98% of the ones I've worked with.
I'm surprised I'm allowed here still.
That's what we've been meaning to tell you, actually.
The campus security will be here shortly.
I figured as much.
You can take a Wright State hat on the
No,
way out.
I am going to ask you to play a song later on, but
Okay,
I'm just
yeah.
going to want to make sure that there's nothing obstructing the guitar neck or anything.
No,
Get
no.
knocked over.
No,
and
yeah.
Calls. You know, actually, I was going to say that's not the worst thing that has been spilled in this studio.
Well,
There's a
that's
little bit of water,
good.
that's fine. And I'm not talking spilling blood or anything. We'll see how the interview goes.
All right.
No, there's a thing up there at the top of that top shelf that looks like a trophy for the chili cook-off. Inside is a vial that has the ashes of a former general manager at the station.
Oh.
From the 70s, I think.
Oh, my.
Like that.
I know where this is going.
And we had Jess Cordry, really, really nice guy, really funny comedian. He was on for his first time, didn't know what that was, and by the time I saw him, he'd already opened the lid, and some of it was on his shirt.
Oh,
man.
Well,
so Scotty Mays and I got the pleasure of telling him what he was wearing.
Well, at least it is the most sanitary person that's ever touched him.
That's touch Jess or touch the because I don't think you know Jess.
Touch Jess.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the heat burned off all the germs.
All the germs are gone. I mean, woo.
Yeah, need some lotion though, a little ashy. That's how he pronounced it. Kombucha.
What is kombucha?
I don't know. He said it wasn't as salty as he'd hoped, I guess.
All right.
American alligator, an American alligator Muha arrived at Belgrade Zoo on the eve of the Second World War and is believed to be the oldest of his kind in captivity and still in good health with a hearty appetite for his age. His handler said on Tuesday. Guess he ate one of them. Generations of Belgraders and tourists have come to watch Muha, and though he rarely moves around much, he's still agile at feeding time when he munches on rats and quails. And, not Dan Quayle. Nobody knows who that is.
Yeah, I do.
This is when his age shows, though, as he sometimes misses the target when he snaps at his food and takes a trainer's leg off. Now, so far, Muha's only health issue has been gangrene, which led him to having his front right claw amputated in 2012.
Ouch.
Yeah. Well, you don't move much. You tend to
get gangrene in your foot.
in your claw, yeah.
Foot claw, man.
I don't know if I got much.
Yeah. Go ahead with your words of wisdom.
I almost choked on tag.
Gotta
Sometimes there's not really much comedy in that I can find. I mean,
I know. He's
all these comics like, oh man,
he lost his foot. Like that's just
he's got poor depth perception.
Yeah, he's got poor depth perception.
Now he's just sitting around wearing a sweater with a person on it.
Yeah. He's got one of those little golf shirts with
a little person logo on it. It's like, I give up on life. That's what he's doing now.
Wow.
Yep. It's the only joke I got. Book me, everyone.
Yeah.
Not everyone.
His rates are cheap.
We gotta find something better than that.
Yeah. No, that was good. That was good. I mean, I appreciate the gangrenous.
Yeah, the gangrenous. Who doesn't like a good gangrenous alligator?
Good gangrenous. I tell you what, there's a rash of alligator attacks. I mean, I think
there have been. There's been several news stories that I've reported on here about alligator.
Oh my God!
Hey, that's what we gotta do is a skit for Gallagher.
Alligator.
He's got a little mustache. Wears one of those beanie caps.
How about I guess like a Gallagher? He just can't hold the mallet. It's like, come on, Gallagher, you can do it. Your brother died of a heart attack, and you did too. So like, you got to carry on the tradition. And Gallagher can't even get his.
We just named this episode
Gallagher can't even get his arms around the mallet. He's just like,
He would have been fine if he hadn't had a claw.
Yeah, he's swinging with one hand.
He's just like, oh my God, I'm in the South. I can't even crush up watermelon.
Wow.
Gallagher can't even crush a watermelon in the South.
Oh, my God.
That's good stuff right there.
Yep.
Oh,
man. It's going to go to nothing. Someone will. You watch.
Somebody's going to sue your pants.
No. Actually, Gallagher can't sue anything.
Somebody told me to stay away from the tainted tag.
You watch. In a month, someone's going to do a YouTube.
Oh, yeah, they're going to rip
thing of Gallagher.
Yep.
Gallagher.
Alligator.
Is there
hit.
alligator suits? We could buy an alligator suit.
We'll have to beat him to it.
How about that? We did instead of Andy Kaufman just gives it away to
Andy Kaufman, alligator.
You just gotta.
You gotta wear the top hat that the
If I
that
ever
the rainbow
do,
pulls out
there
of.
you go. There you go.
If I ever do another show at Cat's Lounge, it'll headline Galligator.
It's gonna be Galligator. Oh my god!
That'll be my perfect F you to that.
Coup de grace.
That'll be my perfect. That'll be like perfect fork off to that room.
Yeah, fork off. Just smash all kinds of fruit all over that plate and just leave it.
Don't spit the tag
Don't
out.
spit the tang out.
No, I'm not. I swallow.
I can't handle this show anymore. I
I'm waiting for that clock to hit like the end of the hour. I'm dying over here.
There's a Facebook page that is just called all it is. It's called right in the title, and it gets like millions of views. And all it is the same picture of what's his name? I can't even think of his name now. The Jeff Goldblum.
Okay, sure.
And that's all it is, the same picture of Jeff Goldblum every day. And that's all they do is they post the same exact
with a different
picture.
caption or something.
No. Just that's all they do is the same picture every single day.
There's a Facebook,
and they get like 20,000 likes on every picture.
That's wonderful.
There's a Facebook page, and I don't remember the exact name, but I'm going to be pretty close. It's called Things Filled with Beans That Aren't Supposed to Be Filled with Beans. It is hilarious. It is exactly what it sounds
You
like.
gotta think outside the box.
It is people just posting like a VCR filled with beans. And like a cereal box filled with beans. That's
great.
literally all that it is.
Now, do these beans have to be uncooked?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
I think it's
I don't
just
think it matters at
as
this
long
point.
as it's beans inside something that's not supposed to have beans.
Although I will say, some things it's much harder to get refried beans inside of.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like the cat. The Houston City Council on Wednesday prevented what was billed as the first brothel in the United States equipped with sex dolls from opening in the Texas city, altering a local ordinance to block the business and any others like it. The Houston Chronicle reported that Toronto-based Kinky S Dolls had planned to open a Houston location where customers could both buy adult love dolls and rent them for use in private rooms.
Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to rent a love doll.
Yeah, I don't want to rent it after you, though.
I want mine used.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are talking like you've never had sex with a woman after she's had sex with another person.
Not right after.
Right after, whenever. They clean up and then they go again.
Yeah, but someone else has to clean the doll.
Right.
And they're not. They're not going to get really into.
Yeah, you're going to have to worry about the. Yeah,
Listen, I
you
also
really
don't get
have
into
to
hot
worry at
tubs
that
and-
point about the both the pay scale and the dedication of the employees that's going into.
Yeah, I would be
cleaning.
concerned about make sure that they pay enough because I don't want this to be a job like the people who clean the floor at McDonald's because they don't do a particularly good job. In
Exactly,
there.
you don't want somebody making minimum wage
Right,
in charge
exactly.
of your sex doll cleaning.
I don't want to be.
That's really.
I don't want to find.
Why are you even using a sex doll if you're in a brothel? Is the brothel just sex dolls? 'Cause
Well,
that's
yeah,
like
yes, that's
what it
all
is.
it
It's
is.
not people.
That's
You
how
just
they
go
ma-
there
that's
and you.
how they make it legal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like. Can you imagine
how sad you have to be?
Can you imagine Madame Tussauds if they weren't doing so well? It's like that.
How? Well, I mean that now
that would
you're
be really
talking
cool.
some.
That would be really cool.
Now, are they the new sex dolls or are they the old sex dolls that look like they're very excited?
I'm sure they're very
well,
advanced
I'm
sex
sure.
dolls.
Actually, I read a news story about this, and the company that's doing this, they're actually based in Toronto, and they have one open up there where they have different levels.
Different levels of sex
different
doll.
levels that you can get.
Different
the more
levels.
advanced one, they're more
get the one
expensive
with
to
the
use.
surprise look.
Which I would think, at some point, if you just want to go in there on a budget, you don't really need the whole doll.
Right, exactly. Just give me the hands.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you just you buy one of those butts.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Just get a butt.
Yeah.
Some sick people, man. And what sucks is those like real ones, from what I hear, are like they weigh like the weight of a person. So it's like they haven't taught these things to walk yet.
Right.
So you go there.
It's
and
basically
you say,
like
I want this one. You pick a hot little sex doll. Now you got to carry that, have it up to the room yourself.
That might be. Maybe that's your fetish. Like, can I bring it over the threshold? Like it's a wedding night kind of thing.
Horrible, man. Nothing to kill the mood more than.
I don't know, man.
How do you carry it? Is it like Chewbacca carrying C-3PO in Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Like in a backpack like that?
Yeah.
With the legs
Or you
popping
just like a 6-pack.
Yeah.
You turn it you turn it upside down, carry her like a 6-pack.
Where's the handle on this thing?
You know, they're teaching them. They're teaching them like now. They talk, and they actually learn as you speak to them. They learn.
Yeah,
So
they don't.
that's what
These
you
people
want.
don't really know.
You
men.
want a sex doll that starts to annoy you. So
Yeah, I don't want-
just like
I
a
don't-
real woman.
Right. Well, yeah, they start to learn, and eventually, sex doll, I'm going to have a headache. And
Yeah.
then it's going to be
That's what I'm
just the
saying. That's
same
what you
thing,
want.
and you need to come out with a new line.
As someone who's run a brothel.
All right. All right.
All right, Madam Neal.
I will say that you guys are underestimating what kinds of people go to brothels.
What kind of people do? I would think a lot of
Every kind of person.
I thought it was just all cowboys.
I thought it was like
Every single kind of person.
I thought it was like pastors and Boy Scout leaders.
Every single kind of person. College kids, Hasidic Jews.
Hasidic Jews,
businessmen.
Just not on Saturday, especially if they're electronics.
What about the
Hasidic
Amish?
Jew-
The real bad
I'm
ones
sure.
do it on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I would think that they would think that the sex doll would steal their souls. None of that. Can't have that. That's
Yo,
a terrible.
Hasidic Jews are
Yeah.
like
the biggest freaks.
The only times I've encountered Hasidic Jews outside of like their
Like a-
lane is
Hasidia
is running a brothel and running an illegal poker room.
Wow.
Those are
Really?
the only two times I've encountered. Those guys are
Well,
gangsters.
a brothel is kind of an illegal poker room.
well. That's how you poker.
That was great.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
But it's amazing how simple
No,
the
no, it
transition
wasn't.
was from having a poker room to having a brothel. It was just like the
Right,
smoothest. Like
And all
it's
the-
the same people.
So what are you saying? In your brothel, you used to also have poker?
Will we?
You ran a brothel. That's not a.
No, that's not a euphemism. Of any
Wow.
kind.
Wow. I'm learning
jealous.
more about you every day.
What was it called?
A couple of names.
Oh, it had a couple names. Like the there was the on the books name, and then there was the off
what
the
was
books
the
name.
what was the proper name? It was not the
Well-
locals' nickname they had for it.
The name on the card was Bliss Sandwich Shop.
Bliss.
So they specialize in threesomes then.
Fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're back to the whole man sandwich thing we
Bliss.
started this show with.
Bliss.
That wasn't
Sandwich
my.
Shop.
That wasn't my idea. I just was along for the ride. 'cause it
Catchy.
was
Now this
good money.
this was
So is that the kind of place where if you go there 4 times, you get the 5th time free?
You get a card.
Yeah, you get a little
yeah,
card. And it's,
that's where the bliss comes in.
That's where the bliss.
That was the freedom.
I just.
Move over Jimmy Kimmel. Step aside Conan O'Brien. Back off Stephen Colbert. It's my turn. I'm Mike Shea, and every Tuesday on my show, Mike Talks Funny, I sit down and talk with comedians, actors, film fans, podcasters, anybody willing to get down, get deep, and get dirty.
But I don't remember the first time I had sex. That was horrible. I didn't even finish the first time I had sex.
I've tasted what most comics want, and now I have to go back and eat leftovers.
You're so brave for wearing that shade of lipstick on stage. Oh my God.
Think of Last Comic Standing, and Mystery Science Theater 3000 had a baby, and that's the show.
My online doppelganger is also a larger black man. He is Adrian Miller. All the top results are he's a professor.
Interviews with great people, not to mention all kinds of awesome new music every show.
Hey, this is Don Smith.
This is Scotty Mage.
Hey, this is Kevin Goatee with Comics Watching Comics.
Brought to you by Eventide Entertainment. Nothing brings people together quite like the movies, and every week Aaron Lopez wants you to join him in a discussion about the latest and greatest in the world of film. So grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and get comfy. Come join Aaron and friends every Thursday at The Drive-In, presented by Eventide Entertainment.
Although most species of sea cucumbers are stuck on the sea floor, the headless chicken monster has developed webbed, veil-like body parts that allow it to swim through the ocean. Although the species of sea cucumber, which I'm not going to... Let me try it anyway. Enipniastes eximia.
Oh, it's Emmett.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's nasty. Also known as the Spanish dancer. Not a
sure, okay.
Olay. It doesn't do much. Olay. It doesn't do much dancing. Instead, it feasts on organic material.
Oh, so it's a
found
hipster.
on the what's that?
It's a hipster.
Exactly. It feasts on organic material found on the ocean floor by quote walking along the bottom and using its tentacles to grab food. Like most of us see, like a hipster. In addition to being headless, the chicken monster is mostly transparent, so people can see the food working its way through its intestines.
It's a hipster.
I want some headless chicken monster nuggets.
Yeah.
But does it look like a chicken?
I guess it looks like a headless chicken. Have you seen the pictures? It's kind of pinkish, but kind of not, and it's kind of it's just weird looking.
So it's a hipster.
Yeah.
It's got
exactly.
flannel.
Yeah, it's wearing flannel. Got kind of this well-coiffed beard and a man bun. Yeah.
It's just Nick Taylor playing
Sorry,
ball.
Nick.
It's a Nick Taylor cucumber.
No. Sea cucumber.
Oh, sea cucumber.
It's a Nick Taylor sea cucumber.
Those things are very
cucumbery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice squirt stuff.
You would think if it's a cucumber in the sea, it would be a sea pickle. Because it's briny.
I see.
Pickle of the sea.
Yeah, pickle of the So would this be the headless chicken of the sea? Is that? Yeah, there you go.
Why did it put the word monster in its name? So it's like, it's a chicken monster.
Because it's sponsored by Monster Energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
That's the only creature on earth with the word monster in its name, isn't it?
Loch Ness.
Oh, he's not real.
What?
Get him! Sorry, guys.
What show do you think you're on?
Yeah.
A 9-year-old Canadian girl
Let's
with no
just stop there.
segue.
Let's just stop there.
Just with no segue at all. A 9-year-old Canadian girl quickly sold out of the cookies she was selling for the Girl Guides by setting up shop outside a marijuana store.
Yeah.
Elena Childs, 9 years old, set up Wednesday outside of Nova Cannabis in Edmonton, Alberta marijuana shop to take advantage of the foot traffic from the first day of legal cannabis sales across Canada. Cannabis, Canada, it goes together. The girl quickly sold all 30 boxes of cookies she brought, raising more than $90 for the Girl Guides, a Canadian group similar to the Girl Scouts in the United States. Sean Childs, Elena's father, said he saw it as both a business opportunity for his daughter and an excuse to get high. No, and an opportunity to teach her about Canada's new marijuana laws. You see, honey, give me a cookie. We were going to sell
you're
them.
eating all my profit.
You can double the price of them. They're not going to know.
Yeah.
We were going to sell them in the neighborhood, and it's always been a little slow. My guess is the neighborhood. Elena was actually... This is why I say the neighborhood might be a little slow. This is his continuous thought in his statement. We were going to sell them in the neighborhood, and it's always been a little slow. Alina was actually bit by a dog once.
Just, are they all like? Is it like a sand pit?
I think. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe this legal marijuana is not a great idea. There's going to be a lot of fat, slow people in Canada.
There's that girl out in Colorado
who would be left
that
to
did
play
that.
hockey?
Yeah, they're hacking America with that whole selling the potheads.
Sue for copyright infringement.
Still going. Still going. Man. Still going. Still going.
The Girl Scout in the U.S. though, the Girl Scout people said it wasn't fair.
Yes.
That she sold her cookies near a dispensary.
They told them that, like, going forward, that like they weren't allowed to do that anymore.
Oh, that's crap.
Yeah,
because they're guaranteed to sell them.
Exactly.
That's not
the idea.
Yeah,
Now, if
exactly.
they made edible Thin Mints,
yo,
I would probably be a pothead.
Yo.
Look, Dawn's mind's like, show's over.
We're going to Colorado. That's
Get on
business
Pinterest. Find a recipe. We're rich guys. Why is this box of Thin Mints $300? Just buy 'em.
Yep, yo, trust me.
Eat them.
Worth every penny.
After you eat all these, you'll be fat mints.
Moving on, we'll hit some news stories. A pack llama that escaped from a guided hike in the southern Yellowstone National Park in August was rescued by a Montana outfitter last weekend, just days before the most of the park's entrances were to close for winter preparations. Susie Hulsmeyer-Sine with Yellowstone Llamas in Bozeman, Montana said, "I just had to help him. He was abandoned. No, he was lost. You run the llamas. They got away from you. You didn't have to help him. That was finding your lost llama."
Did you just read that?
I did.
That was word for word?
Word for word.
Whoever
yes.
wrote this got very aggressive at the end.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Interesting.
Either that or he's got the fifth grade reading level. It
Yeah,
was written
anyway.
better than he read it.
You done? Anyway.
Just getting started.
Get out.
All right. Yeah. Insulting the host. That gets you on shows.
This is your blacklist.
Talking about his wife crosses the line, but talking about you gets me off the show.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Priorities, man.
Wilderness Ridge Trail Llamas owner Kristen Beatty of...
we're not done.
We're not done. But this one's done. You just threw off my whole rhythm. You are a terrible
I
guest.
thought you said I threw off my hoe.
You have rhythm?
You didn't notice that?
Rhythm.
I tried. I was really paying attention, but nope.
I thought I came to talk, not to do a short essay. This sounds like a...
You came to do a radio show, and it just happens to be my radio show. You also sound like you came to get kicked the hell out of it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I like my guests to be guests and have fun. I don't like my guests to turn into jackasses. This might be a first for me to just get this irritated. I was promoting shows for Wiley's when I was banned from Wiley's. I was still promoting them on the show. I got banned from Wiley's for a little while. It was over one of the managers they had there at the time.
It wasn't dude, was it? It wasn't dude, was it?
It might have been.
I ain't gonna say his name, but dude.
I think you
Was
know
it
the.
dude?
Yeah, I think you. Oh no!
That wasn't him?
No,
That
that
was one of the
was,
other one. Oh,
he's
okay.
banned now.
Yeah.
No,
I
it was.
I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna.
No, it was a few years ago. I actually was banned from the club because I took sides with the manager in a manager-owner dispute.
Oh,
And,
yeah, okay.
And I was one that was identifiable as a part of the ban, and basically because I didn't hide who I was, because what I said I believed, and that's okay. That's okay. It happens.
The rumor was you got naked on stage and you just like ran around in circles like Peter Griffin. That was the rumor. So
Why do you think I bought the club, Ray? Now I can do that whenever I want. Yep.
That's
What
crazy.
do you think?
That's great.
What do you think the comics hang is for on
That's
Sundays?
that's how I want to be. I want to get banned from a place, come back and buy the place, and fire the guy that banned me, and then rehire him back.
Bravo! That would be it. That would be it.
That's
yeah,
that
that was
that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, well, that was one of those opportunities. It's like, yeah, I kind of have to do this.
That's great.
No,
That's
I was
awesome.
banned for this is about a year.
Wow,
that
that's
I was
a long
banned
ban.
from Wiley's. Yeah,
Mm.
and nobody. It got lifted, and nobody told me.
Well, that's
nobody told
that'd
me
be
it
a
was
piece
lifted.
of
It's like,
information
oh, I
you'd think
can.
they'd-
I was like, well, I don't even want to.
But
now.
I didn't even know you had got banged. I didn't even know. I don't.
Yeah, that was part of the fun of buying it. You know, that was like, yeah, now it's
That
mine.
sounds like one of them. That sounds like a great storyline. Like, let's meet the new boss. Like, oh my God, it's
That's the
Don.
guy.
Oh my God.
All right, cool. Okay, so this one I'm going to send out to my new friend Shanetta because I think that she probably will appreciate this song. So this is a song that I wrote about that conversation that you have to have in a new relationship when you first started seeing somebody. It's a tough conversation to have, but you got to have it. We've been out a few times, and I love the way you kiss. It's so hard to deny when there's chemistry like this. But there's something important that I've got to say. I'm confessing it now before we go all the way. Sometimes I fart during sex. It's a natural thing when you're awfully close to my cinnamon ring. And if I lose control, gas comes out my bunghole. Ooh. Sometimes I fart during sex. Oh, yes, I do. It doesn't happen every time, but I've seen the surprise in many a new lover's traumatized eyes. And I like you so much, don't want to scare you away. And forewarned is forearmed, and that's why I want to say, sometimes I fart during sex, so when I'm in ecstasy, I might Dutch oven you accidentally. When you put pressure down there, it's gonna push some air. Ooh. Sometimes I fart during sex. Whoa, now if I slip a stinker, I won't feel ashamed. Just imagine my sphincter is screaming your name. Uh-huh. Sometimes I fart during sex, so if you really rock it, you'll hear the gracious applause of my demon socket. Whoa, I can't keep a tight latch on this chocolate muffin hatch. Ooh. Sometimes I fart during sex. I'll never leave a skid mark unless you take a dump on my heart. Because I don't deal with emotional crap very well. So don't piss me off and make me shart during sex. Sometimes I fart during sex.
Such a sweet bell.
Isn't it? It's so romantic.
It is. That is Phew.
And look, you didn't have to write any times down or numbers like Dummel Brandon over there.
Yeah.
He said
that's-
Fox News.
Yep,
Hey,
yeah.
did you hear my fills? I was like, boom, boom, boom.
I didn't. I missed
Yeah,
it.
he was in there. He was getting on.
Were you in it to win it?
Fart during sex. Hold on. I was playing that while you were singing the
Oh,
chorus.
I may have to pull you over when I start recording for the music video.
There you go.
No, we're doing a music video.
Of that one? Of
Yeah.
That? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be bad.
It's going to be a big country ballad. Seriously, we're filming in January.
So okay. So where do we go first? You seem partial to the pair of beavers. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Security cameras were rolling in a Massachusetts convenience store when a pair of beavers strolled in through the automatic doors and started browsing.
Whoa.
Workers at Cumberland Farms store in Fitchburg said the beavers wandered into the store early Tuesday morning in an apparent search for cheap snacks. Cheap beavers. The security video shows one of the beavers immediately leave. That would probably have been the husband. While the other requires some coaxing from employees. Is there more? Is there more to this story?
I don't know, but hold
hope
on,
so.
Caleb. As a convenience store professional,
Have you ever had beavers?
what would you do if a pair of beavers casually strolled into your store?
As opposed to a pair of addicts that you had earlier.
What are you gonna do, like, if a beaver steals that? Like, how would you explain that to, like, your boss or, like, your management? Like, oh yeah, there was just 2 beavers and they stole this. And then her just look at you like you are one of the addicts.
Right.
You're going for a drug screen if you tell them some beavers rolled in the store. Even if on security footage, they're like, what is
Beavers
this?
rolling in.
Yep, leave it to Beaver. Somebody sent a message that Turcock.
Turcock
would work too. So that's fabulous. That's KC. I'm assuming that's KC. So,
I'm sure it is. She's probably listening like,
Yeah.
wow, well, let me
Yeah.
think of something to get my name mentioned.
Yeah, there
Since she's
go.
got to go to work
There you
out.
go. Walmart. Ugh.
Walmart.
Ugh. I am so sorry. Why do you always derail my show?
Oh, man,
I'm just
it's
kidding. I'm
ADD,
just kidding.
dude.
I'm just kidding. I don't mind you talking about your nipples, Scotty. It's okay. In fact, I think this show held a record for the amount of times nipples were mentioned.
Nice.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a show you were on.
Did you get in trouble for that or something?
No, it
Nope,
was for something else.
yeah,
Patrick
that's-
yelled at me
yeah.
for something else.
That's something different.
It was the P word.
Yeah, just imagine what it's going to be like him with him in here every show.
It's like,
To be fair, he did win the InstaBreast Award, so I
That
guess
is
that
true.
sort
That
of
is
counts
true,
as
yes.
most nipples on the show.
Yes. Most nipples on the show. I got 16!
You're a cow or what?
That's utterly ridiculous.
Hey.
Dang.
Okay.
There is a trailer. There's a teaser.
A teether.
There's a teething trailer out
I
there.
need a teaser
You
for my
just
Goocher.
gnaw on it.
You just wait till I get my gums on that.
Yeah, gum in the Goocher.
That's a movie full of
We
num-nums.
renamed the show, Scotty. It's Gum in the Goocher.
It's so much better. So much better.
Oh man, I love
How's it
this
we
show.
like sigh at the same time? We're meant to be together, Don.
Shh. We'll get the analogy beads and talk about it later.
Analogy beads. Is that like Braille for blind people?
It's an analogy for them.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially like, okay, in that thing with him and President Chicken Boo when they had their little meeting in. No, I will not use his name. He is Chicken Boo.
Can we be friends forever?
Of course.
Okay.
No, if you've not watched the Animaniacs, pull up the show. You can find it either on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. Animaniacs was an animated show Steven Spielberg did, and they had a character called Chicken Boo. He was a 6-foot tall chicken who wanted nothing more than to be a human being. And all he would do is put on one piece of human garb, like a pair of glasses or a hat. And everyone around him instantly thought he was human.
I remember Animaniacs. I don't remember that character,
Chicken
but
Boo.
that's brilliant.
Okay, and the thing is, the theme song ended with, "You're not a man, you're a chicken, Boo." That's why, okay, it is literally like we are being governed by President Chicken Boo. And half the country's already figured out he's a chicken. The other half, he hasn't taken the hair off yet.
The comb.
Okay, the most epic comb over since Gene Cady. And if you're a Purdue University fan, you know what I'm talking about. That was the most extreme NCAA comb over in history, but it was lovely. But anyway, I digress.
Chicken boob.
And I'm having another cookie.
Okay.
They're so good.
I'll narrate
Yeah.
that Dawn is having another cookie and Charlie is opening her ukulele case.
Maybe.
That is a really fancy case, if I can say.
It is. It's spiked. It's spiked and leopard print. And,
It's a bit much.
yeah.
That's well.
I am. Mike, I'm of the opinion that if you can do it, you can overdo it. And
Sure.
that's kind
Makes
of what I hear.
perfect sense, yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that I can sing this song on air. There's
Nobody's here. I'm going to go home. I don't have to deal with any of this. I'm fine with everything.
Yeah, and depending on what happens, this may be my last show.
All right. So this is a clean song that I wrote after getting kicked off of an America's Got Talent audition.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so this was sort of this has now become my swan song of my cleanest song.
Now, I will say Patrick, the engineer, did say he's listening. He just sent me a message.
See, he's
But go ahead.
dedicated.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is my completely clean song that I wrote about fetishes. I believe that there's somebody out there for everyone here on this earth. Though you may not think someone's into your kink, that's when you put creative problem solving to work. Now, you might have to bend just a little to discover where things are sublime. But the world is a beautiful place when fetishes align. Like maybe you're into defecation and she's got Crohn's disease. You guys can laugh. It's okay.
Yeah, we can laugh at that.
This one you guys might appreciate. Or maybe he's diabetic, but into cake sitting, and you're into amputees. So just wait patiently. Or if you're into autoerotic asphyxiation, and I take your breath away, 'cause there is no doubt it's fun to get choked out. Right, Don? And the lottery you'll think you've won when you have finally come, hey, to discover it's a beautiful place when fetishes align. And if you're into autoerotic asphyxiation, please get me those digits. So that...
Yeah, that was clean. That was clean.
That was clean.
It's technically clean.
Just
yeah.
about as clean as Sunday night was.
Oh,
But, no, Sunday night didn't end up being
No,
clean,
it
but
didn't. Sunday night did not end up clean because I thought it was
Didn't
supposed
even
to be
start
fairly
clean.
too.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it
how it
didn't.
goes, yeah.
It didn't.
And that's when we're like, we're in the back, like, oh, go out to be clean when I out the window.
Yep.
I was
Sweet.
still clean.
Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check us out on Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM with a repeat broadcast on Wednesdays from noon to 2, or you can always stream the show live at wwsu1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email the life1069@gmail.com.